Hi, and welcome to JD's Longbox. I'm your host, JD. For this episode, we're taking a look at the Ghost in the Shell manga, originally published by Kodansha in Japan as Kokaku Kidotai, or Mobile Armored Riot Police, in Young Magazine Kaizokuban from 1989 to 1990, and then reprinted in the United States by Dark Horse Comics and Studio Proteus in 1995. Ghost in the Shell was created by Masamune Shirow, who is the writer and the artist of this book. The story follows the adventures of Public Security Section 9, led by Major Matako Kusanagi, a kind of elite police force with special weapons and tactics, including autonomous spider tanks called Fuchikama, and an assortment of cybernetic enhancements to their own body, Major Kusanagi's being the most advanced with a complete body prosthesis. In other words, aside from her brain and some of her spinal cord, the rest of her body is a machine. She's faster, stronger, and she can take substantial amounts of punishment and keep coming. Section 9 is tasked with fighting cybercrime, such as recovering stolen cyber bodies, stopping cyborg terrorists, and uncovering brain hackers until the discovery of a self-aware AI program called the Puppet Master. From here on out, the story plays out similar to the 1995 animated film, where Section 9 tries to recover the Puppet Master, while simultaneously Major Kusanagi tries to dive for consciousness into its program so she can learn what the AI really is and hopefully learn more about herself. Part 1. Writing. While the in-world politics and philosophy can become overwhelming and slow the story down, the characters are lighthearted and having a lot more fun than their counterparts in the spin-off media like the movies and animation. Ghost in the Shell is full of adventure and excitement and high-concept science fiction ideas that are well thought out and fully researched. This gets an 8. Part 2. Pencils. The loose line work gives everything a soft edge, the characters come off cartoon, and even the props and vehicles have a rounded toy-like quality which adds whimsy to what could otherwise be a grim comic. Shirow shows an incredible amount of detail in his backgrounds and imaginative designs of military hardware like weapons and vehicles. This gets an 8.5. Part 3. Inks. Shirow uses fine lines that bring out the details while still having a looseness. Instead of heavy hatch lines, he relies on screen tone for shading, and often uses speed lines that add energy to the action scenes. This gets an 8. Part 4. Colors. While most of this book is black and white, the beginning of each chapter features several pages that are colored. I don't find that the color choices set a particular mood, and the chaos can often lead to pages that look monochromatic. But the expert application of the brushed-on colors is an experience that can't be had from the black and white work. Shirow's watercolor quality is unlike anything we were seeing in American comics at that time, or since. This gets an 8.5. Final score. This adds up to an 83%. Final take. My first introduction to Ghost in the Shell was from the preview ashcan insert that came with the Wizard Guide to Comics in March 1995, and then the animated film that followed later that year. Only later did I read the manga. The tone, the look, and the personality of the characters was different from what I fell in love with in the anime, so the manga never struck as strong of a chord with me. Given that, Masamune Shirow's original work set the stage for sci-fi in general and the cyberpunk genre as a whole for the decades that followed, and this masterwork is a treasured part of my collection. I hope you like this review. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you want to see my review of the animated film based on this manga, then check out Ghost in the Shell Anime. And if you want to hear my thoughts on the live-action adaptation starring Scarlett Johansson, then check out my review of Ghost in the Shell live action. Until next time, I'm JD, and this box is closed.